This is the physical representation of all the stress I'm feeling right now. Basically, I have exams coming up, which if you've watched any of my videos on this channel, you definitely know about. And I tend to procrastinate a lot. It's not out of laziness, it's more out of sheer anxiety where I work myself up to the point where I can't concentrate. And I went on to a higher form of procrastination, you know, the type of procrastination that you do that you'll feel a bit less guilty about because you can convince yourself it's worthwhile, like making soup, which I almost dropped there, but I'm going to carry on talking because I'm a true professional. And I also do this thing when I'm stressed and I'm cooking. I kind of don't pay attention to the recipe. You just cook all the lentils and you end up with a lot of soup for just one person. Or maybe I can do my first giveaway on this channel. Are any of you interested in delicious lentil soup? Good in protein, as in rich. Rich and good obviously are interchangeable words. I'm going to stop that now. Anyway, I went into this whole fantasy land about what my life would be like if I didn't have exams. I started watching Game of Thrones. And you know, people always say, oh, this is a great TV show. Don't start watching it when you need to be revising now. I thought, nah, I've got this down. I'm going to have to take breaks anyway. I can just watch Game of Thrones in the time I should be taking a break. Then last Sunday, I watched 4 episodes in a row. Game of Thrones is a brilliant show. It definitely does live up to the hype. In fact, it's overtaken The West Wing as my favourite drama. In my fantasy world, I would get paid to watch Game of Thrones all day. I know Red came out ages ago, but just call me Christopher Columbus because I love that album so much. Another thing I did last weekend while procrastinating was just watch a load of Taylor Swift interviews. She comes across as just like this really sweet, friendly person, but at the same time, I'm quite cynical and I know she manages herself, which is something I find amazing about her. She set up her own management team so she could manage herself and her music career. And I wonder how much of it is her actual personality and how much of it is actually an act. But that's just basically to protect myself from wanting to be best friends with someone who doesn't even know about my existence. The biggest fantasy spy I went off into was what kind of job I wanted to do. Basically, I wanted to turn it into this super person who could work for NPR, Soul Pancake and the Vlog Brothers all at the same time. I just really love creativity and storytelling, so I love listening to This American Life every Monday. Soul Pancake just put up this really fantastic video on their YouTube channel called The Forge, I think it's called. I'll link it here. It's basically this creation that came out of a man whose sister committed suicide and how he reacted to that, and it's a fantastic video visually and the words, and it's a real message of hope as well, which is just great. I also really loved watching the behind the scenes part because seeing that all this wonderful creative stuff that I get to consume on the internet does take a lot of hard work and energy and effort into putting it in, and that just inspires me to want to be able to work hard and do creative stuff as well. I also got out this collection of stories by Chimamanda Adichie because she actually comes from Nigeria, which is the country that my parents come from. I was born and raised in Britain. I also want to read more black authors, particularly black female authors, because I think the only black female author I've read is Mallory Blackman, and I don't think I actually have read any other black authors, which is kind of a shame. I'd also like to clarify that Adichie is a very, very highly rated and respected author. I'm not just reading her because she's black and female. I don't want her talent to be overshadowed by that at all. So basically, in my exam-free fantasy world, I will be watching Game of Thrones, reading, hanging out with Taylor Swift, and working on all these creative projects with cool people. Bye!